Chapter 15, Rings and Revolutions. The Koinonia Cafe sat just across the grass from the open-air tabernacle, its weathered clapboard walls and mismatched wooden tables a testament to simplicity. Morning light filtered through smudged windows, glinting off mason jars filled with wildflowers, while the scent of fresh coffee and cornbread wafted from the open kitchen. It was the community's heartbeat, a plain space where souls bared themselves over chipped mugs, where courtship talks carried the weight of vows. Zora Mae Jackson sat at a corner table, her fingers tracing the grain of the wood, her heart a drumbeat of anticipation. She'd spent the morning with her fire sisters, rehearsing the songs that defined her, the true revolution, cross the color line, and a real man. Each one was a piece of her soul, gospel fire and blues ache woven into lyrics that screamed her truth. Her voice, rich and soulful, echoed in her mind as she recalled last night's practice with Amos Napier's band. The songs had poured out, her ebony skin glistening under the tabernacle's lanterns, hair flying as she belted to the heavens. The Fire Sisters, Lila Grace's grounding alto, Tasha Ray's soaring soprano, Monique Bell's storytelling mezzo, had lifted her higher, their harmonies a soul-filled wall of sound. These were the anthems that made her, the ones Ethan Caldwell would hear in her heart today. The true revolution, cross the color line, and a real man. The songs were her heart laid bare, love songs to a godly man who'd court her soul, not just her body. It was her obsession with Ethan's Kirk-like ideals, service, faith, family, recognizing he'd need a lot of soul to cross the color line and give her what she craved. Singing it last night, she'd locked eyes with him, her voice trembling with unhinged passion. Now, waiting in the cafe, Zora's blue peasant dress clung softly to her frame, her frizzy hair loosely braided, framing her distinctive features that made her face both fierce and delicate. Her hands trembled, not from nerves, but from the euphoria of that morning's river prayer, Ethan's tears mirroring hers. He's real. Not just a dream. Ruth's words, love the real Ethan, anchored her, but the memory of Slowly and Surely, Koinonia's Mennonite romance anthem, set her ablaze. She wanted a courtship like that, chaste, honorable, a man craving her, not just her curves. But Lord, the surely part was winning, she could barely keep from leaping into his arms. Eli and Fire entered the cafe, their presence like a warm hearth. Eli, tall and steady at 68, had the quiet strength of a devoted dad, his gray hair cropped close, eyes crinkling with wisdom. Fire, his wife, nicknamed for her teenage spark, moved like a woman half her age, her slim frame defying her 5 kids and grand-teen mom status. At 68, her auburn hair was streaked with silver, but her laugh was pure youth, especially since that waitress's 35 guess had kept her grinning sleepless for a night. They spotted Zora and slid into the booth, Eli's hand resting gently on her shoulder. "Zora Mae, you're glowin' like a revival tent," Fire teased, her voice bright but tender. "This Ethan boy's got you all kinds of stirred up." Eli chuckled, his dad voice warm. "Fire's right, darlin'. We've seen you sing your heart out, but this? This is something holy. You ready to talk to him, soul to soul?" Zora's cheeks warmed, her usual fire softened by their love. "I'm trying, Eli. He's awkward, lonely, but got that heart I've been praying for. Like Charlie Kirk, but needing to connect in order to live the words he fervently speaks. I want to do this right, courtship, not just falling." Fire leaned in, eyes twinkling. "That's my girl. You hold fast to that slowly and surely heart. He's gotta earn you, not just chase the spark. But Lord, child, you're half crazy for him already." Before Zora could reply, the cafe door swung open, and Ethan Caldwell stepped in, his tailored blazer slightly rumpled, his social awkwardness evident in the way he hesitated, scanning the room. His blue eyes found Zora, and a shy smile broke through, softening his conservative polish. Eli stood, clapping a hand on Ethan's shoulder. Welcome, son. You're among friends. Fire grinned, rising with a playful wink. Zora's been singing your praises, Ethan. Don't mess this up. She squeezed Zora's hand, then tugged Eli toward the door. We'll leave y'all to it. Cafe's good for truth-telling. As they exited, Zora's heart pounded, her humility warring with euphoria. Ethan slid into the booth across from her, his hands fidgeting, a nervous energy that made her want to fix his loneliness right then. Zora, he started, voice low, I've been thinking 'bout you since Memphis. That night, your songs, the river, you're changing me. She leaned forward, her dark eyes searching his, humble but burning. Ethan, I gotta know, how you feel 'bout courtship? Real courtship, like the old ways. Heart first, not just, wanting, you know. Her voice trembled, the surely of her longing threatening to overtake the slowly. Ethan's cheeks flushed, his awkwardness endearing as he fumbled in his pocket. I'm not good at this, he admitted, voice catching. Never been smooth, always a bit, alone. But you make me want to be better. He slid 2 rings across the table, hers a warm amber stone, glowing like her spirit, his a simple silver band, understated like his faith. Friendship rings, he said, eyes earnest. Koinonia's way, right? Means I'm interested. In you. In us. Zora's breath caught, her hand flying to her mouth as euphoria flooded her. Surely. Oh, Lord, surely. The amber ring glinted, a promise that stunned her into silence, her unhinged fire dancing behind her eyes. She slipped it on, the weight grounding her, and reached for his hand, sliding the silver ring onto his finger. Ethan, she whispered, voice soulful and raw, you're gonna make me lose my mind. He laughed, nervous but warm, his hand lingering in hers. Good. 'Cause you're already wrecking mine. The cafe's plainness faded, their conversation a sacred dance, his awkward confessions of loneliness, her humble questions about his dreams, their shared hope for a revolution that crossed every line. Zora's songs echoed in her mind, her voice alive in their words, binding them closer than the rings ever could. The cafe door creaked open again, and the Fire sisters swept in, their presence a burst of soulful warmth. Lila Grace led with her steady alto hum, Tasha Ray's soprano giggle trailing, and Monique Bell's mezzo storytelling glint in her eyes. They spotted Zora and Ethan, their chatter pausing as they zeroed in on her hand. Zora, with a casual grace that belied her racing heart, lifted her coffee mug, letting the amber ring catch the light against her ebony skin. It glowed like gold, a perfect complement to her fierce beauty, and her lips curved in a quiet, triumphant smile. Tasha's eyes widened, a squeal escaping. Zora Mae Jackson, is that what I think it is? Amber on that finger? Girl, you moving fast for slowly. Lila Grace slid into the booth, her alto calm but teasing. Look at that glow. Matches your soul, Zora. Ethan, you know what you're signing up for with this one? She's a hurricane with a hymn book. Monique leaned against the table, her mezzo voice rich with mock gravity. Friendship ring, huh? Koinonia's stamp of we're serious. Better not break her heart, city boy, or you'll answer to us. Her wink softened the threat, but her eyes held a sister's fierce love. Zora laughed, her unhinged spark flaring beneath her newfound humility. Y'all hush now. It's just a ring, for now. But her fingers brushed the amber stone, euphoria bubbling like a gospel chorus. The Fire sisters' harmonies had carried her through every stage, and now their teasing lifted her higher, grounding her joy in their shared bond. Ethan, flushed and awkward, managed a grin, his silver ring glinting as he fumbled for words. I'm trying to keep up, he said, voice earnest. Zora's worth it. The sisters erupted in laughter, their voices blending in a playful riff that echoed the cafe's warmth. Zora's heart swelled, the surely of her love for Ethan, his awkward, soul-hungry heart, burning brighter than ever. The amber ring was a promise, a step toward the revolution she sang of, and with her sisters by her side, she felt ready to cross any line.